Show for the Kentucky Wildcats versus the Ohio Bobcats. The Wildcats take care of business. They get the win. They get the blowout. Hate we gave up a touchdown, but we took care of business the way we were supposed to. Welcome in, guys. This is the Loyal BBN Fan Show. I'm your host, Michael, and I'm happy to be back to you guys at the postgame show, and I'm excited that our Wildcats got the big win tonight. Well, I don't call it a big win. You can't call beating Ohio a big win. What you can call it is a win to hopefully the guys build some confidence from this ball game. But it would really be hard for me not to address what happened at the end of the first half. And that was poor management on a different level. Like, why do you use a timeout for? I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy. I'm not upset. The Wildcats won the ball game, and I'm so happy that they did. But the mistakes that we made, especially when it comes to managing time, it's just something that we can't take on the road to Ole Miss and have that same problem. This is something that we got to get fixed like sooner than later. Like, why can't we fix this time management situation? Like, why we call a timeout? Why we can't at least get 3 points out of that? Anyway, that's just some stuff, man, that I feel like that we just gonna have to work on. And if we don't have that kind of stuff figured out by now, and we're going into week 4, we're going into week 5 against Ole Miss. It just kind of makes you shake your head a little bit. Like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like who makes those kind of calls and those kind of judgments or whatever? So, hey, Hurl's the first one in the show tonight. Thank you so much from Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining in. Yes, it needs to be fixed. That time management issue, can't do that, man. Like, come on. People have been doing this for too long. This is textbook. Like, what's the rush? We're playing Ohio. Make the right call. I don't get it, dude. But going into halftime, it just really left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth on how that ended. The announcers, they even was like, they don't know what was going on right there at the end of the half. And why call a timeout? We don't need to call a timeout right there. Why we just straight up wasted a timeout. And you just don't understand. If we can't do that, it doesn't seem like it's a big problem. We just won 41-6. Our quarterback finally went over he finally went over 200 yards on the year. I think, yeah, I'm not sure if he went over 200 yards against Southern Miss, but he finally did that. And I just don't understand why we call a timeout, why we just give up that timeout. You save that in the what's the name, and then you got it, throw the ball down it, call a timeout, at least see what your kicker can do. But just the way that the half ended, I think that left a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and I think that's something that we're going to have to continue to address. Offensive line, again, was all over the place. Brock and Gavin had to roll out a lot, but they were hitting passes on the run. Look, let me give a big shout-out to Dane Key tonight. Dane Key today, you guys, I say night because it's nighttime for me. Dane Key today had a really, really solid football game today. I talked about previously, like, can any of the players, can the team as a whole build any confidence from this ball game against Ohio? And I get it, it's Ohio, but can any of our players build any type of confidence going into the Ole Miss football game? And I think if it's one person that I really felt like needed to build some confidence in his game, in his everyday game, it had to be Dane Key. He's a solid wide receiver. He's a big time receiver. He can catch the ball. He can go up and get it. But I think he needed a game like this to say, okay, I still have it. Yes, it's against Ohio, but if you're a receiver, then you're a receiver, and you can catch the ball if you're that guy. And I think for him, what he was able to do today was break his record, his career high, which is 145 yards. I wish he could have got a touchdown today. That right there would have capped off the whole day. But nonetheless, he had a really big game. And I think Brock, I think he did really good. The offense showed flashes of what they could do if everything is clicking. We still got some stuff we got to work out, but we're going in and we're getting ready to play Ole Miss. Like, how much more time do we have to work on to get things together to play a team like Ole Miss? You don't have a lot of time. You would think, hopefully, up at this particular point, you would have things a lot more sharp, things will be sharper than when they was on week one. And we still seeing things that we seen in week one that we still seeing going into week five now. That it's just things that we got to go look, that we got to go fix. Yeah, Ola, hey, David, thanks for joining in. AP, thank you. Jimmy, I see you as well too. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's just things that we just got to work on, and if we don't work on it, we're not gonna be able to go on the road and just get a big time win because we still got too many errors. Look, we got penalties tonight. Let me see if I can find out penalties tonight. Let me see if I can find that box score. Let me see if I can find that because this is the way that like the penalties happened tonight. Like we had too many penalties. Holding, like we had like two almost back to back holdings, like on guys who has played football for a while. Like why are you holding Ohio for? That's a bad sign. If you got to hold Ohio, then something is not right because we should be beating those guys all day every day. And while we're not, that's just not a really good sign whatsoever that we got to hold those guys because we can't contain them. Our O line is they the O line needs to have it coming to Jesus moment, and I'm gonna say that, but they just do because if they don't step up and if they don't become better, there's no way that we could have a year that we can continue to build off a game like this. Offensive line is just going to be our Achilles heel. They're going to be the ones that's going to hurt us, and so goes the line, so goes the offense. And if they don't get it together, I really think. I also didn't really particularly like how the defense played tonight. They wasn't horrible. They got a good turnover there. They stopped it. They only held them to 6 points tonight. I take my hats off to that, but I still think overall, I think the defense just kind of gave up a little bit too much. They couldn't stop the run, and I get it that their running back was one of the best in FBS. I get all of that, but our defense is supposed to be a top 10 defense, number 9 in the nation. Why are we having a problem stopping those guys, and why are we letting those guys get as many yards as they do? Overall, I'm happy. We got the win. I don't think anybody really got hurt today. So that's a good sign. We wanted to get a convincing win like we should, and we wanted to get out of the game healthy. And I think we did both of those. So I can't really sit here and complain about a whole lot, but I can say that that we are getting ready to go play Ole Miss, and if we're going to make some of these mistakes that we're making, it's just it's just not going to be good. And O-line is supposed to be the most experienced group on the team. They are. Hey, Mike Dow, hey, thanks for joining in. Rachel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Defense wore out. Yeah, defense was out there for a while. But it's just like, it's Ohio. We should be playing much better. Like, it's just kind of like our defense shows up and shows out and just that they played the best game they could for the year against Georgia. And the thing that Georgia wasn't able to do against us, Ohio was able to do against us. So I don't really know where the disconnect was. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they just like, let's just do what it takes to win the ball game. And they did. But, they only gave up 6 points. And I didn't want that. I wish we could have held them to 0 points. But unfortunately, we didn't. But overall, you just got to be happy that nobody got hurt. And we hopefully we get people back healthy next week against Ole Miss. And hopefully we can watch film. I don't know how much film you're going to watch because eventually you're going to have to say, hey, I got to do better. And I cannot continue to play like this, i.e. O-line. O-line has just got to improve. And I don't know how much more people can talk about it. People can talk about it till they're blue in the face every single game. But at the end of the day, if the O-line doesn't want to get out there and they don't want to do their job, then I don't know how anybody else can do theirs. You have 18 seconds to do something, and you put your defense back out there. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It doesn't. So things that Stoops lost the Georgia game, not the team. So hey, Rachel, I agree with you. That was a call. And then we got a fourth down, and we don't even go for it on fourth down. I don't want to go for it on fourth down, man. Dude, didn't you see how upset the fan base was? That if the fan base wants you to go for it against Georgia, why wouldn't the fan base want you to go against? Why wouldn't the fan base want you to go for fourth down against Ohio? It just things are just not adding up, and it just makes you go, It just makes you just kind of think about, where's the mindset going in right now? But we got to win. We got healthy, and for me, regardless of kind of what happened today. In a sense, we wanted to see them get. It's out here was a game like Ohio is a game that you take and you work out some more kinks. Same thing for Southern Miss. You take it and you work out some kinks of stuff that you want to get better on. And we had more penalties against Ohio than we did against Georgia. I don't understand that. If anything, you might want to hold Georgia defensive line from hitting your quarterback. You don't hold Ohio. So these are the kind of things that I don't know where our mindset when it comes to our offensive line. Like, where's these guys at? Like, what are they doing? What are they thinking? Are they gonna? I mean, do they want to improve? Do they want to get better? That's just a question that I don't know how to answer. And I hope these guys this week win number 2. Not sure they will reach 6 win. Not sure. I just don't know. I think Stoops not trusting. Stoops does not trust them. So I guess my question for Rachel is, and Rachel, thank you so much. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you in here before, but if I have, my apologies for this. But Rachel, my question is it Stoops doesn't trust the offense, doesn't trust them, or is it that the offense hasn't gained his trust yet? I was thinking about that question during the ball game, and it really made me question: has the offense just not proven that Stoops can trust them, or is it just Stoops being too protective and too soft? I don't want to use the word soft, but is he just not able to trust his offense for whatever reason? But at the end of the day, we just Georgia played dirty ball, and Georgia played dirty ball, and we still played good against Georgia. We still held our own against Georgia, which was very encouraging because you would think playing Georgia and then going down and playing down to Ohio, but somebody did say Stoops plays down to his opponents, and I think we've seen some of that tonight. Um, SEC protected his baby. That's Georgia, for real. But I mean, you just got to really. I mean, are we looking at the game tonight? You guys tell me in the comments, based off how we played today, are we ready for Ole Miss? Is there any possibilities that we can take this game that we played today and says we just might be ready to go play Ole Miss next week on the road? Can you guys see that at all happening? Because I'm like right now, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if we can take now. The bright spot of today was, of course, was Key. He got his confidence, and Gavin. I seen a lot of people when I was watching it. Big shout out to Funchester TV for having the ball game on again. I seen a lot of people just saying, "Hey, bench Brock, and it's time for Gavin for him to finish the year." Do do you think that's a good statement? Do you feel comfortable with Gavin starting the next ball game against Ole Miss? Does he look like he may be the better player that may give us an opportunity to actually beat those guys? I mean, a lot of people are going to have their difference. A lot of people are going to say it's not Brock, it's the line. It's not, if you get the line better. Brock made some passes today. You can't deny that. You got to give the guy credit where credit is due, and Brock made some passes today. I mean, Dane Key couldn't throw the ball to himself. So Brock did something pretty positive today. My thing is with how Gavin looked, should we not just get knee-jerk reaction and relax and still allow Brock to go out there and still be QB1? So that was a question that I actually had during We Are Ready. We Are Ready at Stupid does not make stupid calls. I just don't get it, man. 6 for 45 yards. He has some good. He only threw 45 yards, but those passes that he put on the money was good though. Like a lot of people that was in the comments, like they was really impressed with just his arm strength and everything like that. But like I said, some people's gonna be like, no, we don't need to start Gavin just yet. We don't want to. We're not going to do the knee jerk reaction, and we're not going to be like, well, let's go ahead and let's just start Gavin against Ole Miss. I think Brock is still QB1. I think it's just a matter of just our offensive line giving him a lot more time and not forcing him to be. Now, one thing that I think we can agree on a lot of things and we can disagree on a lot of things, but I don't think I'm going to find two to call to go for it against South Carolina, set the tempo for the game. I don't think many people on here would disagree with me. Brock's got to learn to. Our quarterbacks have got to slide. I get it. You've already proven to us that you're tough. You've already proven, you've already proven that you don't mind using your body to do what you gotta do for a first time. We already can see that. And we applaud you for that, Brock, and Gavin as well, too. We applaud you guys for that. But they gotta learn to slide, man. Like we're getting into the bulk of our SEC schedule coming up now. And if they think that they can just run around out there and get hit in the head and throw the shoulder and the right shoulder and all this kind of stuff all game long, they got to stop that. Our guys have got to slide. Like every time they run the ball, I was like, yes, they run the ball, but please slide. They got to be. It's like they just. I don't know if they forget to slide. I'm not sure if their adrenaline is taking over or what. But those guys are going to be, especially Brock, is going to be hurting in the morning. After this game, the way he got hit several times, he got rocked a couple of times. Even that run by Gavin, he got hit pretty hard going into the down by the end zone. So, I guys, it's a long season, and I'm not sure if they're comprehending that they got to slide. And I'm not sure if they understood that we're playing Ohio. We still got a tough SEC schedule coming up. I might want to slide. I might want to take as less hits as possible, and we just have to see how that goes. Nope, the penalties. Oh, penalties six for 45. My fault for that. I know Gavin didn't really. I was looking at it a few minutes ago, and I know Gavin didn't really throw for a lot of yards. I think Gavin he threw for. Gavin actually had 45 yards too, so that's why I thought you was talking about that. But Gavin only hit 2 out of 3. Brock Vanderbilt had he completed 17 passes today out of 24. Not bad for him. I'll take that right there. Nope, the penalty 6 for 45. I'm sorry. So the refs haven't been calling penalties for players hitting the quarterback who slide. I've seen it multiple times. Actually, on one of those plays, I think maybe I'm not sure if it was Gavin at towards the end of the game. I think he actually slid and still got hit pretty hard. So I guess at the end of the day, if you slide, I guess they still gonna hit you, and I guess they're gonna do it until the refs call it. I guess that's it. But still, I still think these guys are gonna have to. These guys are gonna have to buckle down and learn to slide because I just don't. It's a long season, and I just don't know. I just don't know how long. I just don't know how long these guys can actually hold on, not sliding and just physically taking a beating out there because it's just not it's just not healthy. So I hope these guys, I hope the coaches talk to these guys and says, hey man, we got to work on our sliding because this is just not this is just not going to get it. And we got way too much. We got way too much. We got way too much football to go for you guys to just get hit like that. It's just not healthy. And if we're going to have any chance to have any type of year, we need both quarterbacks, if possible, to be healthy for as long as possible because quarterbacks get hurt every day in this league. Final Mike Dow, they hardly call anything against Georgia. They play dirty ball. Georgia plays Florida. Someone going to get hurt. Hey Rachel, I think Rachel is really still upset about that Georgia game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. I think Rachel's letting it out right here. That's okay, Rachel. Let out your anger against that we lost the Georgia game. I think a lot of people are still upset about that. I know I still am because that was a prime opportunity for us to get that. We took the number 1 team to the limit. I say we ain't got to play the refs. We beat them by 14. All of that, and that's just kind of things that we have to that we have to wonder and walk around and just wonder, could we have really beat Georgia? It is, but I'm happy that we got the win tonight. I'm happy that we're healthy, and I just hope that our guys can understand the opportunity ahead of. They let one at Georgia got away from them for the circumstances that we all know. I'm hoping that the players can find a way if they're going to beat Ole Miss next week, which is a tall task. And I don't want nobody to say, yeah, he's just saying we're going to beat Ole Miss. Pump your brakes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if we're going to give ourselves a chance, then we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We can't get dumb penalties. We can't be holding. This is the kind of stuff that we just can't do. We had a big pass called back because we was holding. Like, come on, man. We're hurting our own self-inflicted penalties that we shouldn't be doing against Ohio. So I really hope that they can really figure this out. We got 1 week. We got to like enjoy this. I guess enjoy this win for the day. And Sunday morning, they got to get up and they got to get ready. They got to start healing, getting medical treatment, whatever they got to do, man. We need to go to Ole Miss, which is our first road game, and we need to get this W. It will really be really, really great to bounce back and get that W after the heartbreak loss against Georgia. Butch Hamden may want to learn some jet sweeps, some screen passes, and second and third down, some RPO screens as play action. I think, hey, Harold, I see what you're saying as penalties. I think at the end of the day, I think a lot of that is gonna. I think it's gonna be how well can the offensive line block. Can we can we secure that end if we're gonna do some sweeps so those guys can get around the end? Will our wide receivers continue to block downfield if we're gonna do the sweeps or whatever? So good run by Barry Brown tonight, good touchdown. I missed that. I missed the pick six. Who scored on the pick six tonight? I had to walk away from my computer for a little bit, so I actually missed the pick six. So can someone tell me who got the pick six tonight? Because I don't know who it was, and I haven't seen the replay yet. But I know we got a pick six, right? Somebody was I just hearing something? Because I heard it in my ear. Actually, I heard it from a distance, but I didn't really know if we really got a pick six. But I think we did. So did we get a pick six tonight? And if we did, who got it? Harrison got it. Okay, Maxwell. He got okay. So I wasn't hearing things. Thanks, Mike Dell. I appreciate it. I was like, okay, I know I'm not hearing things, and I didn't see it because I wasn't in front of my computer. But I came back in there and we was up. We had 7 more points, but I felt stupid. I was like, well, how do we get it? Like we got an interception. I'm like, well, who got it? So I completely missed that. So thank you guys for letting me know who made that. I definitely will look forward to watching that whenever it comes out for me to be able to watch that interception because I know it'll be out soon. But overall, man, like I guess I like to ask you guys on a grade 1 to 10, how do you guys grade this win tonight? Is it just we just got to win, so let's just move on, or are you guys really satisfied? Are you guys disappointed? What would you guys give it? I think if I had to really rank it, only because of the penalties and like that kind of thing, I think and the way that the game was called going into halftime, but right before halftime, I am not gonna lie, man. I think I'm not gonna be able to give the game no more than maybe a 6 at a 7 at best, just because of we got to get our penalties together. And actually, that's kind of pushing it. I'm maybe gonna go for a 5. His third pick six in his career so far. Yeah, he hasn't had the year that people thought he was gonna have. I know he's 7. He's somebody said to give him a 7. He hasn't had the year that people thought he was. I know he was up for like a award, like I think it's maybe the best linebacker, but of whatever he is, he was up for award between him and the guy from Vandy. But at the end of the day, I just think I'm just happy that we got to win tonight, man. Like I really am because when you can get out of a ball game and your key players don't get hurt. So and also, I'm not sure if he's in here, but am I tripping or did I see Barry right before Dane Key caught his? I think it was a 14-yard. I think it was a 14-yard catch when we had like first and 30, and Dane caught 1 out of 10 A7. Dane caught a 14-yard pass. Right before that, didn't Barry and Brown go out of the game with a hurt ankle, and he went to the sideline and laid on the trainer's bench, and then Dane Key came back and caught a 17-yard pass, and then they brought Brown back in, and Brown ran like he wasn't even hurt. Because I text somebody and said I thought he was hurt. I thought he got hurt, but he said no, he wasn't hurt. But I could have sworn I saw him go hopping off the field for his ankle being hurt. So I'm glad we threw the ball more. We can help those penalties. We threw the ball. We actually had a total of we actually finished the game with out of 19 out of 27 tonight. So that's not too bad. I mean, I think that's a career high for completions for him. I don't think he's had that many. Yes, he came back in. Yes, he came back. Jimmy, there you are. Because that's who I was talking to, and I was like, I think he was hurt. I know he came back in the ball game, but I'm saying I thought he went out in pain and he laid on the bench on the bed, and I thought, okay, well he's going to be out for a little bit. So I was surprised to see him right back in the game, and he was running like he had no issues. So I guess kudos out for the trainers today. Whatever they did to him, they put some dirt and some spit on it, and he went back out and he played. He played a solid ball game as well. So it was good he got that touchdown. I really wish Dane Key could have got a touchdown tonight. I think he had an exceptional night tonight, and that would have been a way to cap off everything that he did tonight and the receiving yards and the way he went up and got the football. If he could have scored himself too, Brock Rennie could play well. I think he played well. He did. Matt, hey Matt, welcome to the show as well too. Matt, Gavin played good too, and he only played limited minutes at the end. But I think I was happy that they took Brock out, and I think I was happy that they put Gavin in just to kind of let Gavin. Of course, Gavin already got experience at Rutgers, so the experience is already there. But it's just a Rutgers and SEC. It's just a different night. It's just a different game. It's just a different league. So it was really good to go out there and see Gavin. But you can tell Gavin looked really comfortable out there. He was throwing the ball on the run and just dropping a dime in it. So I really enjoyed seeing him out there throwing the ball. Brown had a 23-yard. Yeah, Brown had a 23. He had a 23-yard touchdown, but that's after I thought he was hurt. I thought he went out of the game and he was hurt. He looked like he was in pain. He just put his head back and started pointing at his ankle when he was laying on the trainer's bench. So I didn't. For me, I didn't expect to see him back in the ball game so fast. We're talking about like 3 or 4 plays later he was scoring a touchdown. So and he was running like he wasn't hurt. So I was just surprised just that he came back into the ball game sooner than what he did. So that's good though. He got a touchdown off the back of he got a touchdown off the back of Dane Key. So that's good. Dane Key the dude, man, this is for hey JJ, I see you. Dane Key just had an exceptional game today, a career high, 145. I think he had 7 receptions for 145, so that was good. Ask me where were all the fans today for the Cats. Um, you know what? I didn't really pay too much attention to how many people was at the game today. I noticed towards the end of the ball game when we kicked the field goal, there wasn't a lot of people there. A lot of people were gone. So I'm not sure if they just wasn't there the whole game. But I could have sworn I saw those guys as well too early in the game. But I guess they're like, well, we got this game. There's no need to get stuck in traffic for this. I'm gonna get out of here. But I was kind of hoping that maybe the fans would stick around and celebrate the game that our guys put forth an effort and that we was able to run. Now I want to see the Okie. So I want to see that game. But I think I'll be at work, so hopefully I'll be able to watch it while I'm at work, or maybe I got to get up. No, actually, I won't be at work because it's actually what time is it right now? That game comes on at what time tonight? That Oklahoma and Tennessee. It comes on at 7:30. So that's like 2 o'clock in the morning for me. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay. I only get up that time of the night for Kentucky. I don't get up for Tennessee and Oklahoma. I saw comments people left for. Yeah, it looked like people had. I guess they just say, you know what, the game is over. We're going to win. There's no need to wait for traffic. Let's just beat the traffic and let's get out of here. So um, I guess that's kind of what it is. I mean, I've been a fan of games before, and I'm like, well, there's no need for me to stay for the whole game. I know what the outcome is going to be. The outcome is going to be a win. So I might as well just get on the road and go. Um, I wonder about this. I wonder did I see you. I wonder if this game right here was enough. What was a big enough confidence builder that our Cats will be ready to go to Ole Miss and hold their heads up and play like they want to win the ball game. I wonder, and that's another biggest thing that was a concern of mine was did Brock do enough that he has enough confidence that he thinks he can go on the road and play an SEC game against Ole Miss, one of the best offenses in college football. Um, is Does Dane Key have the confidence knowing he can go up and get some footballs? Does our defense have the confidence enough knowing that once they played Georgia and in the fashion that they did, then maybe of course, I really believe that the Ole Miss offense is better than Georgia's offense this year. It just is. So I wonder if they're going to go down because Ole Miss like to score fast and often. So I wonder if our defense is going to be up to that, and I wonder if our secondary is going to be ready for those guys to put the ball in the air. How effective can our defense be against that high power offense? And I think that's going to be um, the big test for us at that particular point. And can we move the ball on them? I've got a question. We go back and watch your lives, do you? I've got a question. We go back and watch your lives, do you? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I would always like to get better, so it's all about going back. This is for Hurl. I do sometimes because I want to go back. I know when I first started doing these on a regular basis, one of the things that I used to do, like 45 to 60 times a show, I used the word a lot, and I wanted to really get better with that because that was just a filler word, and I wanted to get better with that, and I wanted to get more sharp. So sometimes I go back. Sometimes I do a show and I'm really disappointed. I just feel like that was horrible. Those are the ones that I definitely would go back and just watch just to see what I can do better as well, so I can improve and just continue to get better. But yes, I do sometimes. Go Big Blue. Nobody. Good to see you, Rachel. Replying uh, to Coleman Scott. Hot take. Gavin looks to have a better arm than Brock. Hey, a lot of people are saying, hey, Coleman, thanks for joining in. I know you got your show coming up too, so I'm not sure what time you start. So after this show, please jump over and watch Talking Kentucky with Coleman Scott. But you're right. I've seen a lot of people in the comments for Funchester where I watch my games at. I've seen a lot of people was like, hey, man, let's just bench. I mean, and maybe they're extreme. I don't know. Wimsatt looked pretty good. I don't know. I don't want to be so extreme or whatever. But at the end of the day, people was like, maybe it comes on at 7 Eastern. So I won't. Oh, 7 Eastern. There you go. That's the show for Coleman. And it's Talking Kentucky. So go check them out. Those guys have a amazing show. Absolutely. So please go check them out. The Gavin looked good out there. He only completed 3 passes, and so he went 75% of his he completed 75% of his passes, but he only threw 3. But he ran the ball, and he was able to run the ball he carried the ball for 9 times for 26 yards a carry. So we'll have to see how that actually goes. Sacks 11. He didn't get a sack 11 times, did he? No. Wimsatt didn't get sacked 11 times. Maybe he got rushed 11 times, but he didn't get sacked. Surely not. I don't remember that. But a lot of people are gonna have their. Well, I really like Gavin. I really like him. He looks confident back there. He looks like he may be a better option playing against Ole Miss than Brock will. And considering that he is a mobile quarterback as well, and that our offensive line is not going to probably be the best by the time we go to Ole Miss. Is Gavin more of a option for this? You know how you always say in basketball, we gotta maybe change the lineup based off who we playing. Is this a lineup where you might look at and say, hey, maybe we might want to start with Gavin and let's just see what happens because of our line is not doing their job like they're supposed to. We got a quarterback that's mobile. Maybe it's just an option, but I'm not really sure how that really goes. But some people say yes, let's go ahead and start Gavin. Some people say no, don't do that. Stick with him. Let's just see. He was sacked for 11 yards. There you go. So you heard the 11, right? I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, no, I don't think he was. I'm like, I don't think he didn't throw it. I don't think he was sacked 11 times. He was sacked for 11 yards. I appreciate that. This is what makes this show so good, man. Because I love that you guys be like, hold on, this is what happened, and then I can read it, and then I can actually give people the right information. So I always appreciate that as well too. Wimsatt looked decent. He could read the line like Brock could. So I mean, everyone's gonna have their opinion on how they actually really look at the ball game as a whole. So that's how Hurl seen the game, and maybe like Brock couldn't see the ball game. So I mean, you might say it looks maybe Wimsatt could be the guy that we may consider starting against Ole Miss. But if you do that, if here's my problem with that, and We got to do what's best for the team, first of all. But once you do that, then you're telling Brock that you're not good enough. And we are trying to build his confidence as much as possible. So if you take Gavin and if you start him against Ole Miss, while Brock may be like, yeah, I support my guy. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? I want to win the ball game. Back in his mind, his confidence just dropped even more. So I think it's one of those things. We've even seen our last basketball coach do the same thing. He would start the same person over and over again, knowing he should have started somebody else. But because he wanted to try to keep that young man's confidence, or the young man's confidence, he wouldn't start anybody else, regardless if it was hurting the team or not. So it's like, do you really want to? Is that something that you want to do? Because once you cross that line, then you're telling that quarterback, I don't believe in you. You don't have what I'm looking for this ball game. And that once you break somebody's confidence, it's hard to get it back. Vandy up 7-0 on Missouri. Come on, Missouri. Please don't lose that ball game. Come on, Missouri. Do not lose that ball game, man. Man, hey, Ole Miss averaged like 65 points a ball game. Tennessee's averaging 63 ball games. But I know opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. Yes, they do, and mine's no different. So, yeah, absolutely, I agree with you 100%, man. For real. Hey, man, if it's your first time watching, please hit that like button, and also if it's your first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would appreciate that very, very much as well. Um, I'm just like I'm happy that we came out and we're not hurt. At least it doesn't seem like we're hurt, and we can, as they say, we can live to see another day. We can get out there. Oh well, he ain't getting it done. We paid him, so put your big boy. And you know what, Charles Waples? I mean, that's at the end of the day, like that's what this is all about. Like NFL quarterbacks get benched. This is college. If you're not getting it done, mm, might have to go to option B. You just do, because at the end of the day, it's all about the team. It's all about the team winning football games. It's all about the teams finding that chemistry, that rhythm that we can have a really, really good year. And if you got somebody in that's not doing it, I don't know. You might have to really think about it. Like I can look at your feelings as a head coach, or I can look at my responsibilities to the state of Kentucky, to the University of Kentucky, to the other players of this team, and I got to put all of this over your little feelings. And you know, people get benched every day. It happens, but you got to do what's best for the team. And I just wonder, um, Vandy Chris, we live it all. We will not hear the last of Vandy Chris if they beat Missouri. We will never hear the end of that. I promise you. Yeah, but who is Ole Miss played though? Let me see. 1 second, okay? Let me see who. 1 second. We are playing. These guys right here. Schedules. So Ole Miss played Furman. Okay, they should. Middle Tennessee, which they should. Wake Forest, which they should, and they should put up a lot of points tonight against Georgia Southern. The same thing I said about Tennessee. Clemson just ran all through North Carolina State. Tennessee beat North Carolina State 51-7 or 51-10 or something like that. I don't know what the score is right now for Clemson. I know the game is over, but it's just like Tennessee. Dude, you guys ain't playing nobody. Of course, you guys are putting up 63 points a ball game, and this is no knock on them guys. These guys are scoring points, so we're not. So I'm not hating. I'm just saying we're taking these teams and we're making them seem like they're unbeatable. And Ole Miss is not unbeatable. They played Furman. They played Middle Tennessee State. Like they played Wake Forest. They ain't playing nobody, dude. And then they ain't playing nobody today neither. So it's like, why can't we as Kentucky fans believe that if we go down there and we play a clean, sharp ball game, and if our defense shows up and is a top 10 defense, why don't we have a chance to beat those guys? If we can keep it close, if we can eliminate the mistakes, why come we can't go down to Ole Miss and get a win It might be a tall task. I get it. But if you look on paper, they ain't playing nobody. They should be scoring 80 points. They just should. So we just that UK is going to be the first real test if we get with a real UK still with a real UK. Please stand up. Please stand up. And what does Mark Stoops says? We'll bend, but we won't break. Well, don't freaking break against Ole Miss then. Go down there and let's get ready to play football because these guys are beatable. They ain't playing nobody. They're gonna play a real defense against Kentucky. We're gonna fly around and we're gonna get after them. So I'm glad I'm glad you guys brought that up all about the team. Just win, baby. That's it. It's all you just you gotta find ways to Mark, Coach Stoops, we brought you here to win ball games. We're paying you the university is paying you a very healthy salary to win football games. You take people's egos and whatever, and you put that to the side, and you do whatever it takes to win a ball game. Am I saying bench Brock? I'm not saying that. Am I saying start Gavin? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Stoops, you get paid the right amount of money, and some people say you get paid too much money to make those type of hard decisions. So we'll leave it up to you to do what you think is best for the team. But we got our eye on you. We sure do. I can't stand Lane Kiffin. He's on the Shane Beamer level. I was so excited for volunteers. And I really think Tennessee's going to get tested tonight against Oklahoma, and we'll see what happens. If Vince Merrill made the statement last week after the Georgia game that Kentucky may go on a serious run and surprise a lot of people. Okay, let's see what happens. I mean, we got to hold Ohio. We got to get two almost back-to-back holding calls against Ohio because we're an SEC team and we can't even stop those guys. We don't have enough. We're not skilled enough at Kentucky to stop those guys. Got to do something. Something just got to be different. I'm holding out faith. I'm always going to believe that the cup is always half full. I'm just that's just the kind of guy I am. And I can set up here and I can seem like I'm angry. I can seem like I'm upset. But at the end of the day, I'm always hoping that UK goes out and does their very best. I believe that their best is yet still to come. And I think if they can go down to Ole Miss, we can dream. And I don't think there's anything wrong with dreaming. And I said this before the season started. I said this back in the summer. I looked at everything. I looked at who we was playing when the schedule come out. And I said it then, and I say it now. We can beat Ole Miss if we go down and show up. I did not expect that we would play that good against Florida. I mean, not against Florida, but against Georgia. And the way I see us play, the way we played against them, if we can take this, duplicate it, go to Ole Miss, shut those guys down because they ain't played nobody, Kentucky could walk out of there with a possibility of winning the ball game. It's a long shot, but I have to believe because I don't know anything else but to believe in my Wildcats. Another sack for Weaver, he said. He'd get double-digit sacks. He'd get double-digit sacks for the year or just for this last game, nobody. Nobody. Let me tell you, if anybody watches a lot of videos and just knows a lot about what's going on with Kentucky, it's nobody. Nobody watches. If it's a video out there about Kentucky, nobody's going to find it. They find every ball game. Stop it, Mike. I believe they fix what is broken and beat the Rebels. Absolutely. I mean, why not? Let's just dream. You know what I'm saying? Let's just dream big a little bit. Why not? We go down Ole Miss, like I said, and I think people said, okay, we got to go on the road and we got to get a tough win. And I looked at the schedule, and because it doesn't seem that we can ever get past Tennessee like we should be sometimes, and I get it. I said if I looked at the schedules and I said out of Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, and Ole Miss or whatever, I said if I had to say it right now, if I had to call a game that we can win, I put us down for Tennessee. I mean, not for Tennessee, but for what's the name? I put us down that we can go and that we can beat Ole Miss. So I'm really hoping had a recovery also. He sure did. He had a recovery also. Look, Weaver was pretty quiet last year. He didn't really have he flew under the radar a lot. and he didn't really have a great year last year, if we're being honest. So this year, I think he really made it his business to, I don't need to be in the spotlight. I just understand that I need to go out and I need to play. I need to play football at a high level, and I think that's what he's doing. And outside of the Georgia game, not Georgia game, outside of the South Carolina game, I think everybody has really came out to really have a good year. That's true. I see nobody everywhere. He's everywhere. Like nobody's everywhere, and so they see everything. So if you ever need some videos or anything like that, you can always. I'm trying to go back and see this score for these guys right here. Um, I hate when because I'm going to go to bed here soon because it's almost midnight here. Um, Georgia, no, not Florida. So Florida got a win tonight. Arkansas is beating Auburn. LSU is beating UCLA, and Missouri and Vandy are now tied up. So we'll see how this actually goes. Another sack for Weaver. They got to recognize that they got to do something. Uh, I do some trolling, so appreciate that. Weaver had a cover else. Yeah. So Kentucky gets a win over Ohio. Good win, I guess you can say. I'm not really sure how to really use. I'm not. It doesn't really feel natural to say that it's a good win over Ohio. But anytime you can get a win healthy and maybe build some confidence along, then you can definitely say that it was a good game. So starting at midnight tonight, I've been eating a lot of sugar. I love cookies. I eat cookies after I eat breakfast. I eat cookies after I eat lunch, and I eat cookie occasionally after I eat dinner. So at midnight tonight, for the next 40 days, I'm gonna try to stay away from sugar. So you guys keep me in your thoughts because I love cookies, and it's funny that I actually started. I'm gonna start today because I just went to the store and brought me some soft batch cookies, and I'm like, I can't even eat them. So I'm not really happy about that, to be honest. But I'm going to start that at midnight, which is about 10 minutes from now. So right after this, I may go in here and just stuff my face with some cookies before I go to bed. So we will kick, pass, and run to the battle is done and bring home the victory. Let's go. That's all we can do is just get in the fight, stay there, and give it your best, and let's see what happens. We just got to go and just got to hit the line. Every Wildcat star will shine. We'll fight for blue and white as we roll to the goal varsity. We're playing the Coleman Scott post game show next Saturday. Oh, so he must not be doing a post game show today. I mean, that's understanding. I mean, it's Ohio, so um, I get that too as well. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button. It really means a lot to me if you guys could do that. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I know that there's probably some more shows that's probably going on or will be going on as well. They're probably going on right now. But I do appreciate each one of you guys tuning in and giving me the support. Um, I don't have an official date yet on when I'm leaving here, but I will say this: it's sooner than much later. I just put it like that, and I'm mentally gearing up to go home, and I look forward to getting home so I can do a post game show on a regular hour time. So, yeah, Harold. We beat Jordan in every statistical part of the game, but the score, which the refs in Vegas made sure we didn't win. I guess so. No, he is today at 7. Okay, yeah. So talking Kentucky will be on at 7 tonight. If you're, I know it's on Facebook and I think it's on YouTube as well. Please look for that. Talking Kentucky with Coleman Scott. You guys will enjoy the show as well. So thank you guys once again. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It means a lot to me. And I will be back on Tuesday night at 7 Eastern time. I look forward to hanging out with you. Now, actually, does daylight saving time start soon? Does it change Sunday night or tonight, Saturday night? I know that we're in autumn now because it's autumn, but I'm not sure when daylight saving time actually starts, and I may adjust the schedule an hour because of that. But I'll do my research and see how that is, and I'll let you guys know on Tuesday night at 7. Make sure no dessert rats in the suitcase when you head home. Like, no, baby, I will make sure of that. No, I will not. I would not be bringing any QA rats home with me. They can stay right here where they belong. I do not need them. But I appreciate you reminding me of that, nobody. Thank you so much, and I love you guys. And you guys, no, not in November. I love you guys. I gotta stay here, so I can't leave. You have to be when you're doing contract work. You can leave anytime you want to, but if you're here and you're trying to make sure that you do the tax the way it's supposed to be, you have to be out of the United States for 330 days consecutive. So I have to stay. So I got here in December. So I can actually leave in November, right, if I really want. No, I couldn't. Yes, I could. I can leave in November if I wanted to. But my contract, I'm staying to the end of my contract, which is in December. But I'll be on that first plane going. I promise you, for real. Used to be Hurl. Yeah, it used to be Hurl, but he changed it. Let's talk about Jesus. Ain't nothing wrong with November 3rd. That's my birthday, baby. So for my birthday, I will be taking a trip to. I'm going to be going out of town in 2 weeks. I'm going to be going to Abu Dhabi for a special treat. But for my birthday on November the 3rd, I'm debating on whether I'm going to go to South Africa, and I told I should go, or I'm going to go to Egypt to see the pyramids, and that's what I'm going to do for my 50th birthday as well too. But that's enough of that. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I made it to 2,160. Now let's just keep climbing. And when I get to 3,000, let's do some.